There are certain passages of Scripture that preachers look forward to. The ones that capture the Christian faith in just a few lines. The ones people instinctively turn to when they want to explain what Jesus is about. And today's gospel, the Beatitudes, is one of them. In it, Jesus speaks bluntly about who is blessed, and it isn't the rich or the powerful. It's the poor and the hungry. For many, this is shorthand for the radical nature of Christ's teaching, a moment when everything is turned upside down. It's often quoted as a challenge to injustice, a reminder that God stands with the downtrodden. It even shows up on social media, usually as a pointed response to a politician or policy that harms the vulnerable. A lot of people see the Beatitudes as a moral reckoning, a clear dividing line between right and wrong. If Jesus says the poor are blessed, then surely the faithful have only one position to take. Surely the Beatitudes are an undeniable refutation of those on the wrong side of justice. And I think that's right. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. These words can fortify our righteous indignation. Each of us has a picture of who the vulnerable are. And because Jesus' words are so clear, it feels obvious who he means. But what happens when we hear those same words from someone else's perspective? Because others are hearing them too. And they may be just as convinced as we are that Jesus is speaking to their struggles, their experience of the world. They may believe just as strongly that we are the ones failing to see something right in front of us, the very people Jesus was referring to. It's always easier to empathize with the people closest to our hearts, those whose hardships we've seen or experienced firsthand. Their suffering is real to us. It leaves an imprint. And that imprint is so strong that it's difficult to see beyond it, to recognize the suffering we haven't witnessed, the people we don't know. The Beatitudes aren't just words of reassurance. They don't simply confirm what we already know. Instead, they confront us. They stretch us. They demand more of us, pushing us beyond what's comfortable to the poor, the hungry, and the excluded we don't see, the ones we don't know, even the ones we don't particularly like. And that's why the Beatitudes are more than just beautiful words. They are a challenge. Because if we take them seriously, we can't just assume that we already understand them. We have to let them unsettle us. We have to be open to the possibility that Jesus is speaking not just about our poor, our suffering, but people we haven't even considered. And that's when they stop being comforting words for us to wield or post as a meme, and start becoming the world-changing challenge they were always meant to be.